to our mosque or a house of worship of any kind, you do not have to apply for a permit to amplify your call to Friday prayer.
Okay, Usama, he's saying no matter what faith you are, you don't have to have a permit to call for Friday prayer. Isn't it only Muslims that do that?
Absolutely. And it is what I talked about even in BCY for all these years,
yes,
that they will come and you're going to hear the call of prayer out of every mosque in America. As a matter of fact, they will put it on your TV, like it or not, in the middle of you watching your football game or whatever show or news. They'll be stopped, and you're going to hear the call of prayer for a good 15, 20 seconds, whatever long as they want to do it, and they're going to be paying for it. Obviously, this is the taking over of America. We are now not in the early stages of Islam. We're moving to the next step and the next step, and after that, you will not even know America.
We've got many people online here with us. Our number to Crosstalk, 800-733-9829. Let's go to Karen in Pennsylvania. You're on the air.
Yes, hi. What can we do as a Pennsylvania resident, since it already seems like a done deal, the money that went to the Muslim school, but what could we further do that would matter in that area?
So I'm going to have Usama answer that, but first of all, know that you can. Even the governor made this announcement. Contact the governor's office, let him know your disapproval. Contact your senator, your representative, saying, I object to my state tax dollars going to this. What else can she do, Usama?
Well, I believe the American people need one thing. We need to learn the truth about Islam. Once again, Hosea 4:6 will always echo in my heart. My people, the American people, will be destroyed for lack of knowledge. The governors of these states never read the Quran. These governors are promoting, and who knows what they're getting out of it personally. Because I believe that as long as they're liberals, they are getting something out of it. They are the most corrupt people, the most un-American people you can ever imagine. But anyway, so the American people need to read the Quran, learn the truth about Islam, and stand up. Stand up for these governors.
Maybe I'll send them a copy.
Wherever they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, Usama, you've got this available on the website, thestraightway.org. It's available, friends, other resources available on the website. But people are... And you have used the illustration of the frog in the kettle. The water's heating up. And frankly, Usama, that water is a lot hotter today than it was when you started the broadcast here on VCY.
Exactly, Brother Jim. And that's only 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
Wait another 20 years. You will never know America. I will be surprised if we continue to go in that stage, in that speed, that we will have VCY, Christian station, to carry my broadcast in the next 10 years. I will be surprised.
Let's go to Deborah in Phoenix, Arizona. Deborah, you're on the air.
Thank you so much. I listen daily. My question is, it's United States land that they're buying churches under tax exemption in the U.S. And I so agree with the Islamic expert. I know what they're doing. Also, why can't we have the first right of refusal? It's our land. I'm not selling it to you. And or President Trump, who's the new president in town, is saying that no foreign other can buy that and use it. We should buy those up and fill them up. So why is the U.S. selling land to people who aren't?
Yeah, the U.S. is not selling church land. I mean, that is owned by the local churches, congregations, and so forth. Though tax exempt, that is that local church that still owns this. But there are many pastors, sadly, Deborah, that when a new mosque comes into town, that they gather together as pastors to go and welcome the new mosque in the community and even go to have a prayer blessing.
Oh, my gosh, it's not right. We should have a non-disclosure first right of refusal to any foreign land that wants to buy U.S. property, period.
Okay.
And high taxes.
Great.
That's what I'm thinking is
Sure.
that's the only thing that could stop it. If you're telling me pastors are going, no.
Thank you for the call. And Usama, there's not necessarily foreign lands coming in. These are Muslims living now in the United States and citizenship within the United States, but helping to expand Islam. But there's a number of refugees as well that are coming in under this.
Brother Jim, once again, if the American people know the truth about Islam, it will be illegal, it will be unconstitutional to allow these Muslims to come to America and open this mosque. You already heard the sermon just a little bit ago from Canada. And we got hundreds of sermons like that all over America. They are speaking out loud to tell us, we're here because we hate you. We're here because we're going to kill you. We're here because we're going to take over your country. We're here to make America a Muslim country. And at the same time, we give them permit to build the mosque, and we give them permit to allow the loudspeaker outside the mosque to shout Allahu Akbar. And that itself is a victory for the Muslims.
Yeah, and indeed. And now we have the mayor of New York saying, hey, you don't even need a permit. Just go ahead and do it. Any group that wants to call, any mosque or church group that wants to call out for Friday prayer, you've got our sanction to use amplification, no permit required. We're going to take a quick break and take more of your phone calls in the final segment. You're listening to Crosstalk on the VCY American Network.
For the Worldview Report, I'm Brandon House. Our website's worldviewreport.com. The U.S. Department of Justice is finally opening an investigation into the Muslim development of Plano, Texas, known as EPIC. As many of the viewers and listeners know, I have been talking about Yasser Qadhi and warning about him since around 2010, 11, 12, somewhere in there, and then big time in 2017. And we've been warning about this EPIC compound and that it will basically implement Sharia, Islamic law, discriminate against non-Muslims. Where is the fair housing authorities? The governor of Texas wanted to put out a lot of tweets, but do nothing. And now, praise the Lord, President Donald Trump's DOJ is investigating this Sharia compound known as EPIC. And this needs to be the first of many. And I'm going to let you in a little secret. We sent an undercover agent in to investigate, and we'll be doing a report soon. I'm Brandon House for Worldview Report.
You are listening to Crosstalk on the VCY American Network. Usama Dakdak is our guest. We'll pick up more of your calls here in just a moment, but Usama, we need to make one other thing known here, and that is this Islamic call to prayer. This is not like a church bell ringing, say, hey, come into our building and have prayer together with us. They are actually saying things in that Islamic call to prayer that they are broadcasting over New York and Minneapolis and other locations. What are they saying in that Islamic call to prayer?
It is the foundation of Islam. It is pillar one, which is called the pillar of Shahada. It is the Muslim Imam out loud, the speaker would say, Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no God except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is a messenger of Allah.
Wow.
Now, Muhammad taught the Muslims that he is commanded by Allah to kill the last American until the last American say, I bear witness there is no God except Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Imagine that was me. That's how ignorant and stupid and foolish that mayor is. He's used as useful idiot to allow the Muslim people to set the foundation of Islam on a loudspeaker to let us know that the day is coming and we're going to kill the last American. Because obviously Muhammad did not say American. He said people. I was commanded by Allah to engage in war with people. If the American people are not people, then don't worry about it. But if you are people, guess what? The day is coming, and Muslims will be killing the last American until the last American says that Shahada, which we allow them to speak it out loud in speakers outside the mosque.
So would that same mayor allow to go over a loudspeaker, Jesus Christ is the only way of salvation, the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes unto the Father but by him. Would he allow that to go out?
No, that's hate speech, sir. Yeah. That's hate speech.
Wow.
Yeah, we're talking about we all hold hands together and being ignorant about Islam until Islam stops behaving us. You know, the Muslim Imam said a statement so powerful in one of the videos. He said, that is what jihadists would do. They will put the sword over your neck, and they will say to you, do you accept Islam or not? If you said no, they cut off your head. That is what the jihadists will do. And these are the Muslim Imam who will be shouting, Allahu Akbar, from all these mosques.
Let's go to Joe in Racine, Wisconsin. You're on the air.
Hey, I'm so grateful that you guys are doing this. God bless you. Hey, I'm wondering, is Donald Trump being lenient on these Muslims here in our country and not deporting them like he was supposed to be, everybody that wasn't supposed to be here? over a threat, because now there's so many of them here. If he doesn't do it in a peaceful way, I mean, we're going to end up in a street war. Everybody that's alive, if they don't have a gun, will be killed.
Yeah, tell you what, let me just say this, that this whole matter of immigration, there are many that are here illegally, but Usama, President Trump just held an iftar dinner at the White House recently. We mentioned that as well. You mentioned that that you really believe that there is ignorance on his part as what true Islam really is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or those who advise for him. I mean, who are these people who are giving him the advice? Why can't he reach out to somebody like me, and I say this in a humble way, to educate his people about Islam so that his people can teach him the truth about Islam? Yeah. We have a problem today about the call of prayer outside the mosque in New York, but at the same time we gave the imam a microphone and he prayed and he read Quran chapter 1 in the Rose Garden, Brother Jim. You cannot have it both ways. Are you allowing the Muslims to take over America, or you don't allow Muslims to take over America? You cannot have it both ways.
Thank you, Joe, for the call. We're going to move on to Don in Kansas. Don, you're on the air.
Yes, I would like to, first of all, thank both you and Osama for your faithful witness. I'm a retired military chaplain, and I thought I'd just share an experience I had from Saudi Arabia as we're discussing Islam. Prior to the bombing of Kovar Towers, our young soldiers would go to public punishment, and they would stone people, they would kill them, they would cut off parts of their body. And finally, the chaplains, we had to go to the higher-ups and get a general order that prohibited our young soldiers from attending those things because they were going home and telling their parents that's what they did over there, and why people would be mystified when an AP reporter is cut up into little parts and repatriated back to Saudi Arabia is beyond me. That's their MO. That's what they do. We have to be careful, especially with Wahhabism.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Don, for that. Usama, warning again from what he witnessed as a military chaplain.
It is Islam, Brother Jim. That's how Muslims practice capital punishment, cutting hands, cutting feet, stoning people to death, those who commit adultery, or obviously the cutting the hand of the thief. And that is exactly what Muslims will be practicing among themselves on their own people in this no-go zone Muslim community. As we see them, they're going to continue to grow in America. And then the same Quran, which teaches them to do that to their own people, also teach them to kill the Christians and the Jews if they will not submit to Islam. The future of America is very dark, it's very sad, because sadly, we do not know too much about Islam.
Okay, well, we were just going to Ed, and he just hung up on us here, so we missed that phone call. Usama, we're down to just 90 seconds here on the broadcast, and I know that you have a burden not only for exposing the truth about Islam, but also to see Muslims come to faith in Jesus Christ. Tell us your passion.
Well, Brother Jim, the Lord gave us a great commission. It is not a suggestion if you feel like or when you feel good about it. No, it is all the time, season out of season. We are commanded by Christ to go to the end of the world and make disciples for Jesus Christ. And the Lord gave us a great country, it's called America, where we still have freedom of religion. And where the Muslims are everywhere around us. They're every school, they're in high school, they're in colleges, they're our neighbors. And sadly, most American people never read the Quran. Most American people do not know too much about Islam. And most American people, I'm talking about the Christians, the ministers, do not have heart and desire to reach out to these lost Muslims. They are victims of Islam. They're victim number one. We need to love them, the true love of Christ, to share the gospel with them. If we have done this 50 years ago, there would not be a Muslim today in America. We would not be worried about a mosque in America, because it will be nothing but Christian communities growing right and left. So let us love the Muslim people right. Let's learn the truth about Islam. Let us share the truth of the gospel of Jesus Christ with the Muslims, our neighbors, whom we truly love in Jesus Christ's name, and lead them to Christ. Because if we're not going to get them to become a Christian, they will make our children Muslims, and worse than that, they will kill our children if they continue to be a Christian. And that is what is eating me. Why are we waiting? Why there's no churches in America who have teams to go out and share the gospel with lost Muslims?
Usama Dakdak with us today, his website, and friends, he's available to come to speak to your church as well. Connect with him through his website, thestraightway.org. Usama, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Brother Jim.
Friends, thanks for joining us on Crosstalk.
You've been listening to Crosstalk via satellite and the internet from VCY America. Views expressed may or may not be those of this station. For a CD of today's program, send a donation of $6 or more to VCY Tape Ministry, 3434 West Kilbourne Avenue, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53208, or download by RSS or podcast from crosstalkamerica.com. And join us again for Crosstalk.